Hello everybody and welcome to Ty Tiger Reacts. I am of course your host Ty Tiger, but today's reaction video does not come from myself. Of course, Cosplaydude637 has done a few reaction videos already on the channel, and he's here again to give you another reaction video. Cosplaydude637, also known as Willie, is my parabatai, my best friend and my business partner, all from America of course, and he wanted to try out doing some reaction videos, and I allowed him to put his reaction videos on my channel because he doesn't do it a lot, but he does like dabbling in some reaction videos every now and then, and so I thought why not allow him to come on. So that being said, I hope you do enjoy this reaction from Cosplaydude637. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button and notification bell if you guys haven't already. There will of course be more reaction videos from Cosplaydude throughout the year, and of course regular scheduling from me. That being said though, I love you all, roar of passion, and Cosplaydude637, take it away.
What is up, everybody? I am Cosplaydude637. Obviously, I'm not Ty Tigers, but you are watching Tiger Tail Reacts videos, so I have had a segment on here for a little bit now where I can come on here and I review some of his stories and react to them. I also react to some music video stuff too, so I'm going to be reacting to a video that I should have reacted to a long-ass time ago because it's been out for quite some time, but I have had to deal with some personal issues and I have been having to deal with some stuff so that I was not able to actually record just for personal reasons. So without further ado, let's kick this off with Avengers Earth's Last Alliance Chapter 3, A Thunderous Shock.
And welcome to Tiger Tales, a place you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by your host, me, Ty Tiger. Today we're diving back into Marvel Universe 19. Now of course, Marvel Universe 19 is not only a universe, but a YouTube channel, where you can find more storylines.
Which that is true. Marvel Universe 19 is one of my YouTube channels where all my Marvel stories have now been placed, and this is inside that universe.
In the world of Marvel Universe 19. This channel is created by Cosplaydude637, and not only myself and Cosplaydude upload on there, but also the likes of A-Crown and Mark, the Red Corner Ranger. So, that being said, let's dive in with today's story. Avengers Earth's Last Alliance is a new ragtag team of Avengers. A lot of them have been Avengers in the comics before, and there's also an OC thrown in there as well. Up Close is a brand new hero and a mutant who's learning how to use his abilities. Not only that, but our new team of Avengers have been having an issue with Green Goblin, who seems to have a new gold crystal that umps his powers. So, with that being said, let's dive in to today's chapter.
So, in the last chapter, we saw that where Spider-Man and Thor were fighting the Green Goblin, and he had some new powers. Really crazy stuff, so I'm excited to see what Ty does with this.
Avengers Earth's Last Alliance Chapter 3, A Thunderous Shock. Johnny Storm woke up in a hotel room, feeling rather hungover. He climbed out of bed and got dressed, and then he looked over and saw his most recent conquest was still sleeping. He shrugged his shoulders and walked out onto the balcony. He jumped off the ledge and allowed the wind to slap his face, waking him up a bit more. "Flame on!" he called out, and his entire...
Okay, all out reveals, guys. I knew Johnny was going to be in this. I'm super excited about it. He is my favorite member of the Fantastic Four, so I am totally stoked to see Johnny in this story. So we'll see what he does with it.
Body set on fire. He then took flight and headed back to the Baxter building. He flew in and landed inside, his fiery body dying down. He then walked into the kitchen and found something to drink. "Reed, Sue, I am home. Come on, we've got to train the new recruits, let's go," Johnny called out. "Oi, meathead! Sue and Stretch have left already!" a voice gruffed behind him. Johnny spun around to see the orange, rock-faced Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. "What do you mean they've already left? We've got new recruits to train," Johnny barked. "No, I have new recruits to train. Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic Couple have gone on holiday," Ben replied. "And what about me?" Johnny gasped. "Sorry, hothead, you got benched," Ben chuckled, pushing a note into his chest. Johnny grabbed the note and read it. "Dear Johnny, We're going on a cruise for a bit of R&R, and we are not having Ben call us saying you are misbehaving or annoying him or trying to convince the recruits to do something stupid every 5 minutes. So we have spoken to Sam, and he has agreed to allow you temporary membership to the Avengers so you can keep being a great hero that we all know you are. Maybe you can learn something from him, and keep New York safe at the same time. See you soon. Love, Susan. Johnny crumpled up the note. Damn it, Sue! Johnny sighed. Ben just sat down on the couch with a can of beer in hand. He pressed the TV remote and started watching Baywatch. Well, it was nice seeing you, hothead. Ben chuckled, finding it rather amusing that Johnny had to leave. Whatever, man, Johnny huffed. He went into his room and packed his bag, and then he made his way to the Avengers Tower. An hour or so later, the elevator doors opened, and Johnny walked out into the Avengers' top floor and walked through the corridor. He found the door labelled Johnny's room. He walked in and dumped his bag inside. Home sweet home, I guess, Johnny muttered under his breath. Then he made his way to the lounge area and found it empty. He then also gazed into the kitchen and found that empty as well. He looked around and nobody was home. Hello? Anyone here? Johnny called out.
So, not a bad start so far. I actually kind of like where he's going with this, so I'm interested to see more of what he's doing with Johnny. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to. So, that being said, I just will continue going on what I'm doing. Don't mind me, I've lost my mind. It's okay. Hey, I know this
Kirito, did you hear about that new podcast?
What new podcast, Asu?
I know that voice
It's
too.
called the Tiger Nexus Podcast, run by Ty Tiger.
Hold on. I know that name. He's the guy behind Tiger Tales on YouTube, right?
Yep, that's right. And now he's launched his own podcast where he interviews content creators and nerds of all kinds.
No way, that sounds so cool. What's the name of the podcast again?
The Tiger Nexus Podcast. You can find it on all major podcast platforms.
Hold up, he's had Cosplaydude637 on there? That's amazing!
I know, right? He's also interviewed A-Crown, Mark the Red Corners Ranger, and many others.
I am totally subscribing to the Tiger Nexus podcast. I don't want to miss anything.
Tune into the Tiger Nexus Podcast by Ty Tiger for fascinating interviews with your favorite content creators and nerds. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss out.
It had been a few days since Ocklos had turned into a tiger. Gambit had trained him a little more in mastering the art of self-control. He couldn't trigger his own powers, but at least he now knew some exercises that could relax his body so he could at least manage potential bad situations in hectic times. Ocklos walked into the lounge area and found everyone there. Hey man, how are you today? Sam asked. Good, I guess. It's rather quiet today. Ocklos sighed. What's the matter, tiger boy? Want some action, huh? Miles asked. Yeah, kinda. I haven't had a mission yet, Ocklos stated, throwing a look at Sam. Hey, you'll get one, okay? When the time is right, Sam replied. It's okay. He was a bit weird about me going out on missions too when I first used Mjolnir, Jane told him with a warm smile.
Sir, we have a situation with Green Goblin leading a bunch of Hydra soldiers downtown,
Jarvis said, butting in. Alright, Miles, Jane, suit up. This time I'm coming with you. Rhea and Ocklos, hold down the fort, Sam ordered. Sam and Miles and Jane all ran out of the room and headed to the suit-up room. Moments later, Rhea and Ocklos could see out of the window and saw Spider-Man swinging away with Thor and Captain America both flying overhead. We have noodles, Riri.
Technically, Thor doesn't fly. Thor throws her hammer and just holds on really tight. I'm just saying. Just saying.
He stated awkwardly. Yeah, okay, I could eat. Ocklos nodded. Coming up, then, Riri chimed. Riri started cooking, chopping up everything that she needed and getting all the food out of the cupboard. Ocklos sat there and watched Riri as she cooked. She turned on the TV and saw the news reporter stood there broadcasting from Harlem. The news reporter was reporting about a gang war that had spilled onto the streets. Riri could also see Rio Morales ducking behind some cars. "Oh my god," Riri gasped. "Oh, that's Councilwoman Morales, right?" Oclo stated. "Yeah, and that's Miles's mother. I have to go. Jarvis, set up the Mark IV," Riri ordered.
The Mark IV has not been battle-tested, Miss Williams.
Jarvis stated. "I said do it, okay? Safe or not, I have to go." Riri.
Okay, I think I've said this in other videos before, but I just got to say I love his Jarvis. I love how Ty Tiger does Jarvis. He does such an amazing job. So, yeah, I'm gonna, just continue to say that because I love his Jarvis.
He snapped. Then she turned off the stove and started walking out of the room. "Hey, what about me?" Oclos called out. "Look, I have to go, okay? If I don't, Miles would never forgive himself and anyone else, especially if something happened to his mom, okay? That is his home. Harlem's his place, so I have to help. Just stay here," Riri ordered. Then she stormed out of the room, and Oclos followed her into the suit-up room, and she saw the new Ironheart suit. "Haven't you used this pink and black suit before?" Oclos asked. "I did, yes, but I had it upgraded with more weaponry," Riri stated. She stepped onto the platform and the suit opened up and Riri stepped into it, the suit closing around her and her eyes and the heart shape on the chest lit up. "See you soon, okay?" the new and improved Ironheart said. Then Ironheart took flight and flew out the hangar doors. Oclos sighed and walked back into the lounge and turned to the TV screen as he saw the gang war and saw the police getting caught in the gunfire. "I'm not just gonna stand here. I gotta help," Oclos muttered to himself. He ran upstairs up to the helicopter pad and he stood on the roof. He shook his arms, he closed his eyes and took a very deep, long breath. "Okay, you mysterious X-Gene, let's get things right. People need my help. Riri needs my help. I gotta go. I gotta fly. Come on, we got this. Come on, we got this. Come on!" Oclos muttered to himself. He opened his eyes and his eyes turned bright green. He looked down and he was floating several feet off the ground. "Yes!" he cheered. His entire body wavered around and he held his arms out, steadying himself. He then threw himself forward and started flying. He managed to maneuver himself over the city and he headed to Harlem.
Okay, so Archelaus is an original character to Ty. He made him up. I know his backstory. I know some of his powers and stuff like that because I'm part of the story also because I voice Gambit. But listening to him be all excited about flying, that was pretty cool. That was tight.
Yo, Kiri Dog, you're friends with the player Piran, right?
That I am. Why do you ask?
Oh, I just saw a story about him on YouTube.
Yeah, that would be Sword Art Online, the Cornish Saga on Tiger Tales.
Hold on, man. Tiger Tales is ran by Ty Tiger, and I know this story was done by Cosplaydude637.
You're right on both accounts, Klein. Cosplaydude637 has brought back Storytime by collaborating with Ty Tiger, and they have brought his stories back to life on Ty's channel.
That's awesome! I love their work. I'm definitely checking out more of their collabs.
For exciting stories like Sword Art Online, The Cornish Saga, head over to Tiger Tales on YouTube and check out the playlist Storytime with Cosplaydude637. And don't forget to hit that like button and ring that reminder bell so you can stay up to date with all the amazing stories by Ty Tiger and Cosplaydude637.
Yeah, I really don't know what I was trying to do with that voice.
Ironheart landed on the ground and aimed her hands out. She shot both repulsors and fired both of them, hitting two gang members. They fell off their feet and hit the floor. Some of the rival gangs aimed their guns at Ironheart and started firing at her. Their bullets just bounced off of her. She then stood tall and her shoulder pads opened up and two flashbangs fired out and bounced off the ground before going off. Ironheart then jumped over the car and landed next to Rio Morales. "Hello, Councilwoman," Ironheart said. "Riri, thank God you're here," Riri sighed in relief. "You need to get out of here now. I promise I'll sort this out," Ironheart told her. "Okay, but please be safe," Rio demanded. "Yes, ma'am," Ironheart said with a salute. Rio stood up and slowly scurried away behind the police barricade. Ironheart jumped over the car and found the gang members recovering from the flashbang. Then she ran up to one of them and punched one in the stomach, sending him flying back into a wall. She turned around and fired her repulsor blasts, hitting another thug's leg, tripping him over. Then suddenly, Oculus crashed onto one of the thugs. He climbed to his feet, grunting as he did. Ironheart turned around and thrust herself over to Oculus. "Hey, what are you doing here? And you're not wearing your super suit," Ironheart barked. "I had to help, and sorry, I forgot," Oculus said sternly. "Okay, fine, but next time at least suit up," Ironheart growled.
Amateur.
Then the pair of them
Amateur.
jumped around the street, taking out
Never
the gang
forget your
members.
suit.
As they took down the last few members, a sudden blur bolted past them. Oculus and Ironheart both stopped fighting and looked around. "You saw that, right?" Oculus asked, confused. "It's alive, but my scanners aren't picking up anything. I don't even know what it is," Ironheart replied. The blur ran past and smacked Ironheart as hard as it could. She spun around and crashed onto the ground. Then the blur ran past and hit Oculus. Then it stopped on top of a car.
We go way back, don't we?
A man barked out. "It's you." "Hell, I'm surprised you're still alive," Oculus replied. "Wait, you know this guy?" Ironheart asked as she rejoined Oculus. "Yeah, he calls himself Thunderstruck. He grew up in the foster system with me. We shared a few homes a couple times. He always had this idea that the world hated mutants, so he has to hate the world," Oculus sighed.
We go way back, don't we?
Thunderstruck chuckled. "What are you doing here, man?" Oculus asked.
Here? Oh, why am I here? To kill you!
Thunderstruck told him. "Bring it on," Oculus snapped.
Nice.
Thunderstruck grinned a devilish grin and then bolted off once again, becoming a blur. Then he ran down the street. Then he returned to Oculus, building up the kinetic energy with every single step he took. He then stopped one step in front of Oculus and released all the kinetic energy that he built up into one powerful compressed kinetic blast, which hit Oculus and Ironheart head on, neither of them having the time to retaliate. They were both thrown back across the street and flew down and hit the ground hard. Any glass window found in buildings or cars shattered as the cars crumpled and both heroes hit the ground.
Suit power at 10%.
Jarvis told Ironheart. Thunderstruck bolted up to Oculus and grabbed him by the collar, bringing them up off the ground.
Time for my revenge!
Thunderstruck grinned. Oculus stared at Thunderstruck. As he pulled him up off the ground, Oculus glared at Thunderstruck. Oculus's eyes suddenly turned purple. Gambit was voiced by Cosplaydude637.
Hold on.
And
We haven't seen
Thunderstruck
purple
was voiced by Austin.
This podcast is a production of the Three Ranger Bros Studios, in association with CO.
Okay, so that's a cliffhanger he left us on. That's real nice of him. But we have not seen Purple Eyes yet, so I'm curious to see what power this will be. But a good story. I was happy to see Johnny, even though he wasn't doing much. But I'm really, really ready to see where he goes with the story. So, as always, I am Cosplaydude637. Thank you for tuning in to Tiger Tail Reacts, or Tiger Reacts. I really got to look up the name of this show. If you have any questions, send them to Ty Tiger, because, he owns the place. I just work here. Till next time, guys. Later days.